Here's a little nicer Coosa bass. Typical coloration for this species. You can see the fins are kind of like a light brick red. You can see that white edge on the fins pretty clearly. This one has some blotching, not a lot. That's typical for this fish. It can be anywhere from heavily blotched to almost not blotched. Of course, it has the blue around the face. It's got the eye crescent like all the others. But this is one that, can be very easy to tell apart. You see the little, you see something with the reddish fins like that, you're like, yeah, it's a Coosa bass. But sometimes, like that little one that I showed you a little earlier was really hard to tell. This is not a fish that screams, I'm a Coosa bass all the time. And sometimes they can be really dark. That makes it hard to tell any of them apart, honestly. It's blue, but it's not nearly as blue as a Coosa bass. It has blotches, but nowhere near as many as, say, the Bartram's bass. But it does have those brick red fins, and species like the Cahaba doesn't have fins like that. Neither does the Coosa bass or the Bartram's bass. You can get these confused with warriors. Again, when you're here fishing, you know where you are. So I'm talking more if people show pictures on the internet. These are something you can confuse with warrior bass, because sometimes the orange in the warrior bass doesn't look that orange, and sometimes the red in the Coosa bass doesn't look that red. But, at any rate, this is the Coosa bass, the original bass that was considered a redeye, the one that was described back in the 1940s as representative of all the redeye bass, which now have been separated into their own species. But, this is typical size of this fish, and he's probably about, I would guess, 6 years old. So you can probably hear the thunder in the background. I'm going to have to call this trip on account of thunder, because while it might take a crazy person to wade up and drive 2 hours, wade all these streams and try to catch 10-inch bass, it would take a criminally insane person to do that while lightning bolts are flying all around the hilltops around me. So I know when to quit. It's been a nice hour of fishing, and I'm going to go south and see if I can get around these storms and try somewhere else. But it's been a fun day, even though it was cut short by summer thunderstorms.